You think you know your family, the faces you grew up with, the memories you cherish. But what if everything you thought you knew about your past was a lie? A dark secret hidden for decades, only to surface when it was too late. This is the story of Grandma Eliza and the three daughters she kept hidden from the world. It all started when Grandma Eliza passed away. We weren't expecting anything strange. But among the small pile of papers left behind, one item stood out, an old envelope, sealed with wax and bearing no return address. It was addressed to my mother. At first, my mother thought it was a letter from one of Grandma's old friends. But when she opened it, the truth began to unfold. The letter was from a woman named Clara, one of three daughters Grandma had given birth to. But we had never heard of Clara, nor her sisters. The letter spoke of a tragic history, of a family torn apart by abuse, secrets, and a desperate escape. Grandma Eliza had run away from an abusive husband, leaving behind her daughters to protect them from the horrors of a man she feared. But she never told anyone. She had kept her past buried, even from her own children. My sister and I started digging into Grandma's past, piecing together fragments from letters, photos, and hidden memories. We discovered that she had a life before us, one filled with pain and mystery. There were whispers of strange occurrences in the small town she grew up in. As we uncovered more, we learned Grandma wasn't the only one hiding secrets. Her daughters, Clara and her sisters, had vanished years ago without a trace. No one had ever known what had happened to them. One night, as we scrolled through old newspaper clippings, a chilling photo caught my eye. It was Clara, the woman who had written the letter, but her smile was wrong. There was something cold about her eyes, something that didn't sit right. We decided to visit the house where Grandma had once lived with her daughters, hoping to find more answers. What we found was more than we ever expected. The house was abandoned, but something felt alive. There was a heavy weight in the air. As we walked through the rooms, it was like we were being watched. The floorboards groaned beneath our feet, as though the house itself was alive and angry, and then we found it. A hidden room, concealed behind a false wall in the attic. It was small, dark, and filled with old toys and dolls. Among the dolls, there was a single, blood-stained letter. It was addressed to Clara, written by a man we later discovered was Grandma's husband. The letter revealed something horrifying. Grandma's husband hadn't just been abusive. He had been trying to find Clara and her sisters. He had blamed them for something that happened when they were children, something far darker than we could ever imagine. But what truly shook us was the final line of the letter. It said, "They are still watching, still waiting. You can never escape." Suddenly, we heard footsteps behind us. When we turned around, no one was there, but the feeling of being followed never left. The most terrifying part? The photo we found in the house. It was a family portrait, taken long before Grandma ran away. But when we looked closer, we saw that it wasn't just the three daughters in the picture. We were there too. And our eyes, they were scratched out, just like the daughters before us. We're still watching, waiting. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe and click the bell icon for more chilling tales from the unknown. Or perhaps you'd prefer not to.